Hello again, Carmen Ryder here, back with another commentary. Now today we aren't covering a video specifically, we're covering more of an overall subject. The idea of people giving constructive criticism to Nintendo. Now I know what you're gonna say. I bet you're only doing this because of Pyra. Well, no. This is more of an overall problem with the Nintendo fandom that needs to be addressed. Now, I'm fully expecting someone to take a screenshot of the thumbnail of this video without even watching it and then tweeting out, "Oh my god, Nintendo fans are fucking assholes. Just let us enjoy things." Which is funny considering these are the same people who will call you a pedophile for liking Guzaki-chan, but whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna go over a few counter-arguments people give against Nintendo's critics and debunk them one by one. Anyways, let's get into it.
Let people enjoy things.
Like I said before, these are the same people who will call other people pedophiles for liking Guzaki-chan. But let's not focus on that hypocrisy for now. This is a big argument that people who hate Nintendo's critics give. To which, yeah, we should let people enjoy things. Then why bring it up, you may ask? Because no one is stopping you from enjoying things. We're just giving opinions. We're not stopping you from liking things. If you like something that we don't, then that's fine. We're not gonna stop you from liking it, but we are gonna criticize it. In short, let people enjoy things, but also let people criticize things.
Nintendo is for kids. And you're an adult.
And being for kids does not excuse you of constructive criticism. Also, Nintendo isn't even for kids anymore. In fact, I'd argue that they were never a company strictly for kids. The only reasons people associate Nintendo as being for kids is because a few of their franchises cater to children and the NES. However, while the NES was PG, it wasn't the case for the Famicom in Japan. In fact, the only reason the NES was PG was because of the video game crash. Nowadays, it's more apparent that Nintendo isn't exclusively for kids, considering they're releasing certain edgy games uncensored on their platform, when Sony won't do the same on theirs. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Nintendo is the 100% PG company that everyone makes them out to be. Okay, so what? How does that make them immune to criticism? Here's the thing. It doesn't. I'm not sure where people got the idea that something being for kids immediately means it's immune from criticism. Anyways, moving on.
Who's mad?
Anyone who unironically says this are the kind of people who think that saying "eat the rich" makes them edgy. These are the same people who watch Mr. Beast, not because they like his content, but simply because they can seem cool when they actually fucking aren't. These people are usually the biggest normies ever. They are so normie that their sole existence is a threat to niche communities everywhere. These are the same people who will unironically call themselves a dank memer, when in reality their memes suck ass. These are the same people who will post a picture of a fat or unattractive person instead of responding to an argument. These are the same people who will turn a non-black character black and think it's the most original idea ever. These are the same people that will claim that no one complained about redo of Healer, when in reality it was banned in Germany for a short time. These people are the reason geek culture is dead, and thus try to force their normie politics into literally every niche that they can find. These are the same people who will call you a bootlicker for being against BLM, but will also listen to whatever stupid shit that people like Creepshow Art and Prismate Luke have to say. These sorts of people are the reason I hate human beings, and if I ever see one of these fuckers in real life, I will grab the nearest blunt or sharp object and force it down their throat like that one scene from the Banana Splits movie.
Why even bother with this video?
Well, there is a reason I want people to be critical of Nintendo for once. Because I feel like that Nintendo is starting to feel like they're untouchable. Now, I know people see this as a logical fallacy, but I'm gonna say it anyways. People see Nintendo as nostalgic, and as a result, think that Nintendo could do no wrong. This, however, is false, as Nintendo has done wrong, and will continue to do wrong if we keep going with it. This is why Nintendo keeps getting away with suing people. And every time the Big N does sue somebody, they get a little bit of backlash, and then people forget. Yet when a company like EA or Bethesda does something deplorable, then people always remember. And before you say it, no, I'm not defending Bethesda or EA, but if these people don't get away with scummy shit, then why should Nintendo? Why is it that Nintendo can get away with suing people for fan games and hosting tournaments and simply making mods, but EA can't get away with selling DLC for DLC? Or Bethesda can't get away with pushing out a pitch demo and acting like it's a fully functional game?
But Carmen Rider, Bethesda, and EA were always like this. Nintendo wasn't.
No, they were, and I can prove it. I assume most of you are aware of the Game Genie, right? Well, in case you didn't know, Nintendo actually sued the people who made the Game Genie. Thankfully, the people behind the Game Genie won, because they actually had lawyers. But the fact that Nintendo sued them at all shows that Nintendo has always sued people over things like this. And this was when Nintendo was new to the industry. I guarantee that if the internet was as big back then as it is now, I 100% guarantee that everyone would have thrown away their NESs in the trash and went to go buy a Genesis. Or hell, maybe they would quit video games altogether. But because how everyone is a nostalgia fag with how people are afraid to criticize Nintendo, Nintendo can get away with whatever they want. Because hoes mad. Most people hate EA nowadays, and have 100% walked away from doing business with them. Same with Bethesda, yet no one does the same with Nintendo, despite how morally worse they are by comparison. Now before I go, I want to say this. I'm not trying to boycott Nintendo or anything like that. But what I am saying is that we need to stop preventing people from giving them constructive criticism, and stop trying to keep this double standard that we have with Nintendo and other game companies. Anyways, that's all for today. If you want more from me, you can follow my Twitter, watch my DeviantArt. If you want to support the channel, you can donate to my Patreon. If you want to talk to me directly, you can join my Discord server. And until next time, goodbye.
So am I. So am I. So am I.